Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me on this video. I'm going to teach you something very special today. So I'm going to be teaching you how to make a kimono jacket, how to draft and cut a kimono jacket like you saw on the picture earlier. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is to take the measurements on the fabric. Yes, usually you could start with your shoulder measurements or armhole measurements, armhole depth. But here first, I'm starting with just marking out that barrier line, which is going to serve as the shoulder line above. Then after that, I'm going ahead to mark the depth. You go ahead and mark your armhole depth. You mark your waistline, your hip line, and also the length of the kimono. While marking the length of the kimono, ensure to add extra inches for folding in allowance. It could be 2 inches, 4 inches, or most times the length could actually exhaust the whole length of the fabric, and we might have just like 3 inches left or 2 inches. Then you can use whatever that is left for the folding in to fold in the hem of the fabric. So in this case, I think I have 2 inches for folding. So after marking the length of the kimono, I went ahead to mark the armhole depth, which is 8 inches in this case for the armhole. Most times how to determine the armhole is you measure the round arm of the person, you divide it by 2 minus 1 inch. So after the armhole, I went ahead and took the waist depth, the waistline, and then after the waistline you take your hip line. That's the depth of the hip. The distance of the hip line from the waist is usually 8 inches, but depends on height and size. Most people have longer body structure, so you could actually do 9 inches for the depth of the hip. 9 to 10 inches, 8, 9 to 10 inches, depending on how long the person's body is. So after that, I'm just placing my vertical measurement. On the armhole line, you place your bust measurement plus 1 inch. Add 1 inch to the person's actual body measurement, just 1 inch. So what I ruled out here is just the armhole line. I connected it up to the shoulder. The shoulder in this case is 8 inches. So you just roll it across to get that armhole line where you'll be putting the bust measurement. So you just place the bust measurement plus 1 inch allowance to the measurement, and then plus extra 1 inch for sewing allowance, for seam allowance. So if your bust measurement is 10 inches, you are going to add extra 1 inch, making 11 inches, then extra 1 inch for seam allowance. You could add 2 inches if it pleases you. Whichever amount of allowance you want to add, you can add, feel free to add. But in this case, I'm adding just 1 inch because I don't like too much allowance. It makes the size to be too bulgy. The side is always too bulgy whenever there's too many allowance on the side. So I'll just repeat same on the waist measurement plus 1 inch plus extra 1 inch seam allowance on the side, and you repeat the same on the hip line. Place the hip measurement. These measurements we are placing is their measurement divided by 4. If your bust is 40, so we are going to place your bust measurement divided by 4. That's 10. 10 inches plus 1 inch, making 11. So this is a very easy method. It's very simple, very easy. So you're going to place whatever you have on your hip on your hem. Whatever you have on your hip, place it on your hem. So your hip measurement plus 1 inch to your hip measurement, then plus 1 inch sewing allowance, seam allowance, side seam, then connect it across. So whatever you have on the hip, you place on the hem, and you connect from the hip to the waist, and then from the waist up to the armhole or the bust line, just to get the shape for the kimono. So the essence of the extra 1 inch to the actual measurement is just for ease. So if you want to button it at the center front, or it's not supposed to be like that tight, like you have your bodies, your tight fitted dress or bodies, it's not supposed to be that tight. So when you button it, it won't be tight as and fitted as a dress. So in case you want to button it at the middle, it won't give that exact tight fitting effect that normal dresses do have. So it's going to come out free, a little bit free. So then after that, I'm going to mark connect my armhole. You divide the armhole depth by 2, in this case 4 inches. Then you connect from the bust measurement to that midpoint. So usually the midpoint, like we know, you come in by half an inch. It's something you can just easily do without marking. I just wanted to mark it for reinforcement. This is what we are all used to. We should all be used to this going in by half an inch or maybe 1 cm, depending on how deep you want it to be based on style. So you just try as much as possible to curve it out, curve it to where the bust measurement stops, and then we're going to achieve our shoulder slope. For this shoulder slope, you can decide to come down by 1 inch or half an inch, whichever you please, but I don't want to reduce too much from my armhole depth, so I just came down by 1 inch. Most people come down by 2 inches, depending on the body structure of the person, how slopey the person's body is. So now I'm placing my neck width and neck depth, which is a 3x3. This is just the basic neck width and depth. 3x3, 3 inches in depth and 3 inches in width. You can add extra inches to the depth if you want to. So you just curve it out. So you just connect from the shoulder slope, the shoulder point, all the way up to the neck point. Now we can see the slope. So we are done with the front. So there's one last touch I usually do for just that nice fitting at the front. On the waistline, I do go in by half an inch. It could be 1 cm, just a little cut out at the front. Half inch or 1 centimeter. And we know 1 centimeter is not as much as half an inch. Half an inch is more than 1 centimeter, so you can do whichever one that pleases you. So after marking it out, you connect from that point all the way up. You're going to use the curve part of the ruler, not the straight part now. The curve part. You don't necessarily need to get all the way up, depending on how you want it anyways. So you just curve it out up, and then also curve it down to the hip area. This is just to give that waist area that sleek look. If you look at the picture and the video of the kimono, you would notice the jacket at the front has this curvy look. It has this shapy look at the front. It's just this effect that came out like that. Just try to scoop it in at the center from the waistline down to the hip line and repeat same upward. So this basically is for the front. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out now. This is very easy. It's so easy. It's easy to draft a simple kimono jacket like this. So I'm going to cut this out. Now I placed it on the back. The fabric I would like to use for the back, I placed the front on it so that I can cut the two at the same time. Though there are some modifications I do at the back, the center back. Most times people don't slash the back because they feel, oh, since there's no zipper there, then there's no need to slash the back, only the front should have the slash. But because of this modification, my back would have a slash. I would like to shapen the waist for the back piece. So I just marked out 1 inch, just like the way you do for your zipper allowance. You just place it on it like you want to have a zip allowance. Then on that waistline, you're going to go in by 1 inch. It's just exactly the same way you modify it for your normal dress or skirt or anything you're making. You go in by 1 inch on that waistline, then you connect it up and you connect down all the way to the hip line. This is almost like what we did at the front, but the difference is the back one went straight. The one for the back went straight, but the front has a curvy line. So then, because this is going to have a slash, and I'm just going to put 1 inch sewing allowance for the joining, because we are going to close it up. So we're going to need that allowance for sewing it in. So I'm still going to add that 1 inch sewing allowance for the back. But the only thing is we are not adding a zipper to it. So that's basically it for the back, for the waistline. Now there's something you also have to do for the side seam on the back. Because we took out 1 inch for the back, 1 inch, that's huge, that's really huge. So we're going to add that to the back piece. We're going to add that to the back piece to replace that 1 inch, so we don't lose out in measurements. The front one is not really that much compared to the back, so that's why I didn't really bother for the front. And since we are not closing up the front, but for the back, we need to replace that 1 inch so we don't fall short of fabric on the back area. So that's simply what I'm doing right now. I'm just marking the extra 1 inch that we took out at the center back. I'm replacing it at the side and reconnecting all the way up to the underarm, and then down to the hip line. So I'm going to cut out both front and back together. Cut out the front and the back together. Then I'm going to remove the front piece from the back and then cut out the actual shape for the front. I'm just doing this for the back. So there it is, guys. I already opened up the back, and this is it. We are done with all the cutting. We cut out the neck and everything, the shoulder, everything is ready. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something from this video. Please do well to join us. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and please share to your friends. Tell your friend to tell your friend to tell your friend to tell another friend. Thank you so much. Join us in our next video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.